Welcome back, everyone, to It's Last Call. Last Call with the alcohol only on the Blue Wire Hustle Last Call YouTube channel. Now, joining me here on location, well, good things happen to those who persist. It's been a long time. She's been going through promotion after promotion, trying to, grab the brass ring, and now she finally has what every fighter wants: a contract with a big promotion, a chance to win a world title. I give you one of the top women's featherweights in the world now with Bellator. I give you Pam Sorenson. Pam, you've been going after this for a while. You've been trying to get that chance. How nice is it when either the UFC or Bellator goes, you know what? We want you. We want you in. We want you as part of the group, and here's a contract to show that we're interested.
It was really nice because I was I'll just leave it at that. It was really nice. I was kind of hoping something would come sooner, but it's better now than never.
So you and I were talking, and they said, there was a hope to get you in August. They're trying to find an opponent. That's always tough. When do you hope to fight? Like, when are you? I know that they have a fight in August. With Salter versus Musasi. I know that worst case scenario, there's always Russia. But when are you hoping to get back into the cage and start fighting again?
Gosh, I was really hoping for August. And like I said, the opponent they had for me is just not responsive. So, if August doesn't work out, hopefully September. Like I've been training for a fight. I am ready. So I don't want to keep putting it off too much longer.
So as we were doing this here, and once again, we are joined by my co-host, lovely Casca Akasha over here. She's been doing her homework. We've been looking at this here. Take us to the decision to have to go to Bellator, because you were happy in Invicta. You had, the featherweight title. Every woman I talk to loves fighting in Invicta. What was the big, the reason for you going to Bellator? Was it the TV? Was it the more exposure? Like, what for you was the reason to go? Okay, I love you, Shannon, but I got to make the journey.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard decision because I do, Invicta has always treated me very well. They've given me some really good opportunities. But if you're looking at their featherweight division now, I mean, I don't know who I would fight next for a title defense. I mean, am I going to fight Caitlin again? Am I going to, or somebody who has 2 or 3 fights? And realistically, they just wouldn't be able to keep me very busy. So between kind of the more exposure, Bellator pays more than Invicta, and then just the opportunity to keep a little bit busier, I think kind of made the decision a no-brainer.
That makes complete sense.
Yeah.
I can't steer you wrong there. I mean, who wouldn't say yes to that, right? Better for your career, better for you all around.
Yeah, and I mean, the only part was hard I do love Shannon. She's always been absolutely great to work with, and especially everything she's done with women's MMA. But it's like, I have to do what's best for me.
Absolutely. And I think that's what people sometimes don't understand. They're like, why are you doing this? Why are you making that decision? But in the end, it literally has to be what is best for you at this time, this point in your life, at this point for your career. And only you know what that is. Not your agent or depending, your manager, whoever that may be. It's got to be you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I've seen a little bit of your other interviews and whatnot. And you were talking about how, how women started to get into MMA and whatnot, which I think is amazing, by the way. I'm all for it. And especially, seeing the athleticism and the talent and seeing how women can just do the same practicalities as men, I think is amazing. Have you seen the differences, now that you're going from one to another, the challenges or, the advantages in regards to that now that it's opening up so much more from what it once was?
The advantages for women?
Yes.
I think promotions, even the smaller promotions like the the local ones all the way up to the big ones. I think they're finally starting to realize, like, it took them long enough, but they're finally starting to realize there's money to be made in actual women fighters, not just the ones who look pretty, but actual talented women fighters. I think they're finally starting to realize that, you know, they're worth something. And
Absolutely. Like, there's a niche for this. There's a market for this. Like, why didn't we go into this sooner rather than later? And perhaps, you know, maybe the talent wasn't coming to them. That could be a possibility too. You know, maybe there wasn't enough talent out there, you know, banging down their door saying, hey, I really want to do this. And I saw some of your backstory, I believe, on how you even got into this, which is really interesting as well, because you never know how life kind of takes you down that road. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm here. So is that really what happened, that something happened to a friend of yours and then you kind of got into boxing and then you started doing other martial arts?
Yeah, so it was about 10 years ago now. You know, throughout college and high school, I'd always been an athlete. And then I just kind of fell out of it because, a friend of mine passed away. It was a really bizarre situation. It was really just very traumatic, but I kind of went into, you know, I was really depressed for a while. So I just kind of sat literally in the basement for a couple of months and just gained weight. Then I realized, like, all right, we can't be sitting here at 220 pounds and 5'6". It's not healthy. And
like,
not taking sunlight isn't healthy.
It's not gonna look good for my profile picture.
Yeah. But, you know, eventually I was like, okay, I'm looking for a fun way to get back into shape, something that'll keep me busy. Maybe you can meet some new friends and get like a new social circle. And I just happened to walk into a kickboxing gym, and it's the same one I'm at now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm at the same.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
So that's interesting, because a lot of people obviously, you know, switch, or they'll go to a bigger, better gym and whatnot. So obviously the same things they're practicing are still good. So obviously they're not doing a bad job then if you're still going.
Yeah, they have so many different classes that they offer, like just cardio kickboxing classes all the way up to MMA classes for professional fighters. So it was kind of nice to be able to gradually work my way up, and I was like, oh, you know, maybe I can be good at this.
So when was the moment that you thought that you could be good at it?
I think when I actually, as an amateur, when I actually like won a couple fights, I was like, oh, maybe I'm not terrible. Because like, especially when I was first starting, there wasn't a lot of women to train with. It was all training with men who had boxing or wrestling background. So like in the gym, I was always kind of like, God, I don't think I'm very good. And then when I actually went out there and competed with somebody, you know, another female and like somebody else who was my size, I was like, maybe I am okay at this.
Like, I think this could work out very well.
Yeah.
So I always find this interesting too, because once you're in the ring, or, you know, octagon, depending on what you want to call it, you know, the mentality changes. And I hear you saying, you know, everyone either like amps himself up, they hype themselves up, you know, whatever it takes to get themselves going. And I think I heard you say something along the lines of like, I don't get angry. I just kind of go out there, and then everything kind of dissipates for me. And for some reason, I don't know why this popped in my head. And sometimes I mix things kind of like an oxymoron in a way, is that when you think of everything, you kind of like zone out and your body takes over, or your training takes over, you know, or you can kind of think of it romantically, if you will. Is it kind of like that for you when you enter and you're ready to go?
Yeah, it's just, I definitely just kind of go into a zone. I'm actually very calm before a fight. And it's weird because Caitlin, my last opponent, she lives a half an hour away from me. Like, we're friends, we're very friendly, and it didn't in the least to have to fight her, because I was just so like, this is what we're here to do, and it was just another job.
Yeah, that's what I love. It's about being a professional, and I think when you get in the ring, that's all it's about. It's about being in the ring.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not emotional, and you see, sometimes you get the we'll say like the Conor McGregors or like the Ronda Rouseys, they get like really angry. And sometimes it works for them, and then sometimes, you know, it doesn't. It makes them reckless and they get caught.
That is true. It can be quite a disadvantage, and they can make the wrong move, and then that's the end for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's entertaining for us, but
That's true. I'm not gonna lie. There were some moments that are quite entertaining.
Well, let me jump in quickly here, Pam, because I've been dying to ask that. How tough is it for women still where, as you said, they want you to look good in a bathing suit. They want you to talk trash like, you know, either Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather, and yet they still want knockouts. And you and I know this. It's like, look, I can't do what Conor does. I got to work with Caitlin Young down the road. I got to work with Marion Renault down the road because everybody, you know, trains with somebody, or you need it for sparring. How tough is it sometimes going full on heel, doing all this, and you're going, yeah, I know these people here. It's like I need them for training because 145, there's not many women, you know, high caliber who, you know, can give you a good workout, who will train with you, who can help you develop, because it's still a very undeveloped weight class.
yeah, I mean, I know it's hard for some. For me, you know, the gym that I come from, and even my family, we're very respectful. And, you know, if it wasn't for the person standing across the cage for me, I wouldn't have that opportunity. Like, I need them. I need somebody in there, and, you know, you should show them their due respect. So it's not my thing. And I do think that has something to do with why, you know, the UFC didn't call, being that they've called up all the other Invicta champions. And I was like, I'm not the shit talker. I'm not the one posting pictures of my boobs on the Instagram. But I think other promotions like, you know, Invicta and Bellator, they respect a respectful fighter.
Maybe that could be something you could promote. Do you ever think about that? In a way, you know how people kind of, you know, have their own message, if you will, and they can do it in a respectful manner, but in a way it's not to be like slightly rebellious, and you know what I mean, but it's still kind of like, you know, on a t-shirt, you know, right across here, like respect, or but you know, people have an understanding, like if they know you and they know your story, like what you mean, and it's kind of letting your fans know and the people know, like, you have to earn it. It is earned. It's earned in the ring. It's earned in training. It's earned about this. And that's maybe something that can be like your brand and what you bring to crowd. And you never know, that could be something else that catches on. I mean, you have, you know, what was it? I saw in your name, was it Pan Bam? I like that, by the way. How did you earn that?
Somebody at the gym.
How did you come up with it in the way?
Someone in the gym just started calling me that, and it just kind of caught on. So your nicknames are always earned. Like, so it just kind of happens. You can't like come up with them on your own. And it's definitely true.
So we're like, okay, we're just gonna go with it. Or
like,
you're like, oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna grab it. You're like, oh, all right, sure, why not?
Anyway, that's my name now.
Good. All right, I need a t-shirt with that, Pam. I need a t-shirt.
I have some.
Oh, see, there you go. Chris, you and I. We're in Pam Bam.
Well, speaking of that, take me to I want to go back to Caitlin Young fight, because as you said, it was your friend. Mm-hmm. She's also been around. I mean, you know that, you know, you have to, she's one of those people that you look at the record and go, okay, not that impressive, but you and I both know you got to get by her. She's the one who separates, all right, are you very good and can make it to the big show or not? And she's beaten, you know, like Rena Miura. She's beaten Julie Kedzie. She's one of a few people who's ever beaten Miesha Tate. How big was that, getting that win? Not just the title, but going, okay, I can beat somebody who's, you know, at that level. I'm good enough now to be in the big show.
I mean, it definitely felt good, and not only because Caitlin is a local person. You know, I had watched her before I had even had my first fight, and like you said, we're saying about her record's very deceiving, but you have to look back and recognize that she was fighting at a time where women couldn't turn fights down. They said, hey, Gina Carano, and she had to say yes, even if she knew she wasn't ready for that fight.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to think there was probably like 10% of the female fighters that there are now, maybe even less. So they don't really have much of a choice.
Okay, I was thinking about this, no matter what industry you come from, there's always like improvements to be made. Is there something that you would add to the current status, obviously without, you could say, getting in trouble, to make improvement? You know what I mean? You have to think about these days, unfortunately, to improve upon the circumstances for women, in the ring. I'm sure there's quite a bit. But it's different because of your point of view, because you're in it, rather than me outside looking in.
I mean, personally, I wish some of the kind of trailer park shenanigans would stop between some of the women. Like, you get women who just for show want to get up and like shove the other person, and I just think it's unprofessional and uncalled for. Because there's a UFC fight where a guy got pushed and they had to pull their fight. And like, you risk that every single time. And I feel like as women, we're better than the men.
Yeah, there should be like, listen, we're here to fight. Let's just do this. If you want to fight, let's do it in the fight, and let's not do it like a precursor to some kind of intro of some kind of stupid movie.
Yeah, you literally get 15 minutes or 25 minutes locked in a cage with the other person. Do what you want then. You have all that time. But like, if you have to do it at weigh-ins, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of like,
yeah.
It's like, do you really want maybe that's your strategy. Sometimes you have to wonder. It's like, are you afraid to fight me? And so that's your tactic to get it pulled so that you don't have to.
Yeah, maybe.
That's where I would be saying, I'd be like, then obviously you don't want to fight me because that's your strategy.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it's going to come around to you.
With people who are going to get in between us rather than
exactly.
Speaking of
that's
strategy,
what I would be thinking.
I got to jump in here quickly because, Pam, we got to ask a question, but everybody's going to be asking you now. Cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
He's the goal. And Casca's seen her, and everybody who sees her goes, holy crap, how do you beat this woman here? Mm-hmm. You now that you're in Bellator, is there a part of you that's like, okay, maybe it's time for me to start going out and training either in AKA, maybe go down to Extreme Couture, find places where you can look and go, I need some people who can get me ready for her. Because that's the toughest part, finding somebody who can give you ready for that speed, that power, that boxing technique. Because you came to win. You've come to Bellator to win a title. Mm-hmm. Is it time for you to maybe try to find some place where it's like, okay, I need to get ready so that when I'm in with Cyborg, I'm not going, oh crap, oh geez, what the hell just happened?
That's a tough one, because like I said, I've been with the same gym, since my very first cardio kickboxing class. I truly believe that a striking coach is one of the best that's out there. I think he's better than some of them that you're going to find out, in Vegas or out in California or wherever some of the bigger gyms are. And because we're a smaller gym, the fighters get a little more of that one-on-one attention than if gym that they have a ton of fighters. Like, the coach can only be split so many different. So I think sometimes coming from a smaller gym, it's almost an advantage because you get that kind of special one-on-one attention more often.
But how tough is it, I guess, finding sparring partners? I mean, because I remember talking to Tim Johnson, who grew up, near you where you are. He grew up in North Dakota. He said, best thing about moving to Extreme Couture was he now has sparring partners. He now has top-tier heavyweights who can get him ready for the Czech Congos, the Matt Mitriones. He was no longer just like trying to grab, local guys, go, okay, try to, push me. Is it tough for you trying to find women who are like at that level, who can legitimately push you, legitimately almost beat you? Because that's what you need to do. You need to find somebody who, iron sharpens iron. How tough is it finding people where you're at who are, good enough to beat you?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a good point. That's something that, when I'm offered the Cyborg fight, I might look into, because our MMA team is pretty small. So I kind of go with the same people. My main training partner is a featherweight man, who also is a boxer. But yeah, when the time comes, we'll see. I would probably split split my time between like my home camp and maybe go out for a couple weeks and visit somewhere else. I couldn't go do a whole camp somewhere else because I don't like change.
But sometimes a little bit of, throwing something in the mix or, adding a new spice isn't so bad if it's going to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, like I have no problem going out, like just like the SFS out in Michigan. I go out and I train with them every once in a while, but I'll go out for a week or a week and a half and then I come home.
Yeah.
Like home.
Of course, we all need balance, right? Between work and life balance. Is that difficult for you, or you have a good balance on everything between work and life?
I have a good balance because I really enjoy training. I enjoy all aspects of that job, and I like being at home too. So I think I've found a pretty good balance.
It sounds okay. I'm just putting this out there. Are you a little bit of a homebody?
Yes.
Oh, I knew it. I could feel that. You kind of like chill at home, kind of like Netflix and chill. Am I right?
Yeah. I like to sit.
Is it kind of like a typical night at home for you? When you're done with training, you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so sweet that my teammates always ask, they're like, hey, we're gonna go out for sushi, we're going to do this, and I'm always like, I'm going home for the entire, like never. And it's nothing personal, but I like to be at home by myself with my dog.
I think there's a meme about that. It's like the one friend who has plans just so she can cancel them. Like, okay, love you, bye, but I'm busy.
Yeah, that's me.
Just like home with her legs up, like, I'm sorry, like watching TV, like, this is the life.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, that is the life.
You know what? I don't blame you. When you have your downtime from doing all of that, enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, and I don't stay up.
Life is crazy. So what is your next step? Like, what do you want since you now have this new contract? What for you is like the next step? What do you want for this in your life right now? What would make you really happy?
Getting a fight signed would make me really happy. Because getting the promotional contract is just kind of the first step. I want to actually go in there and make a successful promotional debut. So, but it takes two to do that. So hopefully
that is true.
Hopefully somebody answers their phone soon.
Well, I am certain that they will, and I'm so happy for you that you have this amazing contract. And you have had a wonderful career. So looking to see more amazing things from you, right, Chris?
I'm looking forward to it. Last question from each of us before we let you go. Mine is, it's a quagmire for you, I know, because I've been doing this for a while, and I've had the pleasure of interviewing Misha Tate, Marion Renault, Caleb Pennington, all these women, and they've all told me the horror stories, though, of you don't know how bad it is for us in terms of trying to promote us on social media, and we got to deal with people. We got to deal with assholes sometimes, and and it's whether it's people who are trying to get your DMs and hit you up for sex, people who want to say something snarky. I'm guessing, and you've been doing this for a while, so you've probably been in a cage where people go, "Show your tits, punch her in the hoo-ha."
Yeah, been there, and everybody on the internet, like you were saying on Instagram, everybody has an opinion about how you look or like your technique. If you throw or if you're showing some training video or somebody wants to mansplain how to. Men are the worst. I don't know how else to put it.
Do you ever want to be sarcastic because you sound so incredibly sweet? Or you just like, show me yours?
No, I should. I'll get snarky with a couple of them, but it's the ones who you see them on everybody, like every female fighter's like posts. Like those are the ones that I'll kind of be like, all right, you're kind of a dickhead. What are you getting at? What do you want?
I think that if someone wants something from you and then like that is not your forte, I would give them something else that's like sarcastic or funny. Like if they want to see boobs, like show a mannequin boob or show pigs with boobs or like weird animals with boobs.
Yeah.
Like you asked for it. Here it is.
I don't know.
I feel like there's always some way to like turn it around.
So the one thing I don't get is the unsolicited dick pics. It's like, why? why do you think we want to see that? And so normally I'm like, really? That's it? That's it?
There's a meme for everything. But it's funny, it doesn't matter like who you are, where you are, there's always the unsolicited dick pic. And I'm so glad that we can all bond with those. So thank you. Thank
and
you.
Men, why? Why do you do that?
I don't know.
That's so great.
So why do you love this then? Why do you love this sport where, as you said, you don't get paid much? The fans either
because
say,
of the unsolicited dick pics,
or,
of course.
Yeah. Oh,
no, I mean, as a serious note, like, you put your body through hell. You deal with, unfortunately, male people who either will say something snarky on the internet or in the crowd. Your body's put through hell. What is it about MMA that you go, God damn it, I still need it. I love it. It is my mistress. I can't live without it. What is it about this that you go, I think I'm going to leave you, I'm going back in. Damn it, this is a marriage. I'm sticking with MMA.
Yeah.
Part of it is I'm really driven, and I'm just by nature really competitive. And I found something that there's no perfect move. Like there's no one move that's going to work on everybody 100% of the time. So there's always something you can be working on. Like you're never going to be perfect. So it's kind of nice. I mean, I like the challenge.
So it kind of keeps you on your toes all the time. When there's a new opponent coming along, you constantly have to kind of reconfigure what you do.
Yeah, and it's like putting multiple sports together, like wrestling and jiu-jitsu and kickboxing or Muay Thai, and finding a way to blend them all together. And then you're like, well, then, there's this one really tricky jiu-jitsu move, and you have to but it's MMA, you can't focus just on jiu-jitsu. And I just like that multitasking.
Yeah, and I think that's great that you can put all of those together, and that not only you're a professional in the ring, but you're athletic, you're talented, and you can bring that all now in what we can say a women's sport is as well. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I think that's wonderful, and that you can keep going, because I know that obviously because women are now in the sport that it's not easy. So I'll just finish it off with this. Like, how do you keep your mentality still going when those frustrating aspects kind of like keep hitting you, like that spam emails when you're trying to get rid of them, like, swipe them out of the way? How do you deal with all that?
It's kind of like you said, like with spam emails, you just start marking them as spam, and they just, I mean, they'll get sent, but you don't see them. So I think as I've gotten older, I've just realized I don't care. You have an opinion, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. Say whatever you want. I just don't care.
I love it. Pam, I think you're fantastic, and I think that everybody should watch you, and I think you're a role model, and I think you're great. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are proud to have here. It is the newest member of Bellator. I give you Pam Sorenson. Pam, before I let you go, where can fans check you out? Where is the Twitter page, the Instagram, the website, and who are the sponsors who've been with you that have helped, who will be going along with you during this whole Bellator invasion?
My Twitter, what do I have? Oh man. I have Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. They're all just Pam Sorenson. My sponsors at the Cellar Gym, Forged Fitness, the people I'm forgetting.
She'll tell us later.
I'll make a post thanking you guys, because I'm just brain fart.
Hey, as he said, you're celebrating the newest member of the Bellator featherweight division, a woman she's sneaky plan. She has a plan to beat Cyborg. She's not gonna tell us yet, but there's a plan. She's working on it.
That's right.
I'll give you Pam Sorenson. We got to wrap this up. We come back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, me, Costco, we have more guests. Just check us out only on Last Call. Last Call with the alcohol, only on the Last Call YouTube channel.